Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Anna and today we are talking about stripes, specifically horizontal stripes worked in the round. Before we start, I want to thank Little Butterfly 2 for requesting this video. Thank you so much for your suggestion and I hope you find it helpful and that it answers all your questions. And with that, let's get into it. These are my favorite techniques which stem from the first one. Let's start. First variation, slip stitch and needle join. Work the desired portion of your amigurumi with the first color. I'm using green as my first color and blue as my second one. Work with single crochets as usual to the end of the round. Take off your marker and work a slip stitch into the front loop only of the next stitch. Loosen the loop on the hook and cut, leaving a tail long enough to finish off. Pull the loop until the end of the yarn becomes loose. Needle join by threading the yarn on an embroidery or yarn needle. Insert the needle from the front to the back under the top loops of the second stitch to the left. Pull the yarn to the inside and insert the needle between the top loops of the slip stitch. I like to catch the back loop of the stitch that's directly below this one as well to stabilize the needle join a bit more. Pull the yarn gently until the stitch you just made is the same size as the top of the crochet stitches. Finish off on the inside. The slip stitch brings the height of the stitches down and the needle join makes it merge into the previous round neatly. This first part will be the same for every variation. Grab the second color and make a slip knot on your hook. Join the blue with the slip stitch, grabbing only the front loops of the needle join and of the stitch directly below it. Slip stitch. Always start a new color on the needle join of the previous round. Continue to single crochet as usual until you get to the last stitch. For the last stitch, instead of single crocheting on top of the green slip stitch, single crochet tightly on the same space you used for that slip stitch on the previous round. Be careful not to catch the unused back loop behind the slip stitch. Single crochet tightly. To begin the next round, single crochet into the same space you used for the first slip stitch of this round. Be careful not to catch the unused back loop behind the slip stitch. Single crochet tightly. Mark this stitch as the first of the round and continue to work as usual for as many rounds as you like. When you want to switch colors again, single crochet to the end of the round, single crochet into the first stitch of the next round and then slip stitch into the front loop of the next one. Cut the yarn, needle join and finish off on the inside. Slip stitching on the front only means that when you single crochet over the slip stitches, the single crochet isn't as bulky and noticeable. If we don't make the extra single crochet at the end of each stripe, it looks like the area where we changed colors has one less round and creates a weird dip. The extra single crochet at the end of the second and following stripes eliminates that dip, giving them the appearance of a constant thickness, especially noticeable in the thinnest stripes. I use this technique to make the stripes on this little bird. I prefer to use this technique when I'm only making a single stripe and the amigurumi doesn't need stripes with really crisp edges. Second variation, slip stitch and needle join plus back loops. When you're ready to make your first stripe, finish off the first color just like before. Work a slip knot on your hook. Find the needle join and slip stitch into the back loop of the needle join. In this variation, ignore the loop from the stitch under the needle join. Continue the round by single crocheting in the back loops of the remaining stitches. To start a new round, single crochet into the same space as the first slip stitch of the previous round. Continue to work as usual for as many rounds as you desire. To finish the second stripe, slip stitch into the last stitch, cut the yarn, needle join and finish off. This technique gives a crisp and clear separation between the stripes. Third variation, extra row of slip stitches. Work the last round of single crochets to the end. When you're ready to switch colors, work an extra round of slip stitches with the same color. To finish the round of slip stitches, cut the yarn and needle join to the second stitch of this round. Finish off on the inside. Be careful not to pull the needle join too tight. To add the new color, make a slip knot on your hook with the new yarn. Join with a slip stitch to the first stitch of the last round of single crochets. Single crochet in the remaining stitches. To start a new round, single crochet into the slip stitch as usual and continue to single crochet until you want to change colors again. Usually I don't like to see the slip stitch and that's why I work over it in the other variations. But in this case I feel that the round of slip stitches already hides it, so it's not necessary. To finish this stripe, slip stitch all around. You may notice that before I worked this extra row into both loops and now I'm working in the front loop only. It doesn't matter much for the look of the stitches since they are going to fall the same way on our work. The only difference I notice is that working in the front loops only doesn't tighten the previous section so much, so I prefer it. Needle join to the second slip stitch and finish off on the inside. The extra row of slip stitches hides the color change and makes clean straight stripes. This is the technique that I used to make the stripes on the bee for the Queen of the Castle. You can see here where I pulled the needle joint too tight, it makes a ding in the stripe, so be careful with that. Fourth and last variation, back loops, slip stitches and more back loops. Finish the first stripe as previously. Make a slip knot on your hook with the second color. Find the needle joint and work a slip stitch on its back loop only. Slip stitch all the way around, working in the back loops of the previous round. Finish this round by cutting the yarn and working a needle join into the second slip stitch. Insert the needle into the last stitch and, in this case, into the first slip stitch of the round. I feel this makes the needle join more secure and hides the stitch below it better. Finish off on the inside. This round of slip stitches is the foundation for our new stripe. With the same color, work a slip knot on your hook and slip stitch into the back loop of the needle joint of the previous round. Single crochet all the way around. To start the second round, single crochet on the same space as the first slip stitch of the previous round. Continue to single crochet to the end of the round. When you're ready to switch colors again, slip stitch and needle join, and finish off on the inside. With this technique you get a really clear separation of the stripes, and I think it would be really useful if you want to mark different sections of your amigurumi, like between a hand or an arm and the shirt. One thing to keep in mind is that this technique also makes your amigurumi taller, even though the number of visible rounds is the same. This is due to the extra round of slip stitches and the second rounds worked in the back loops. Still, in spite of that, I really like the clean separation of the stripes. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that it is useful for your creations. Tell me in the comments what's your favorite stripes technique, or if you use a different one not shown in this video. Check out my class on Skillshare if you want to make a little bird like the one I showed in this video with me. I leave the links in the description as well as the ones for my website and shop. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.